Hey, so this time we're going to look at this worksheet titled Oof, It's Warm in Here. In class sometime, maybe today, maybe in the last few days, we should have done a worksheet that is basically identical to this one called Brr, It's Cold in Here. And the idea was we did that one together in class, and then you could keep that worksheet and look at it as examples for exactly how I would want you to do this one. So I would encourage you to go find that worksheet, maybe do as much as you can of this one before you watch this video, like see if you can use what we did in class to sort of guide you. But obviously we're here to go ahead and do this. So, if you've already done that, or if you're going to watch this, then let's get to it. So it says over the break, Mr. Wong, who is a former Willard teacher who helped me write this, good friend of mine, he traveled down to Los Angeles, where he lives now, from Berkeley. When he left Berkeley, the temperature was 61 degrees. When he got to Los Angeles, the weather was actually a bit colder, which is rare. It's usually warmer down there. It was 9 degrees colder in Los Angeles than in Berkeley. Draw a number line and write an equation using addition to model this change. So there's a couple things that going on here that we want you to be able to do. We want you to be able to draw a good number line, which has things like scaled out properly, like the markings are like spaced properly and in a way that makes sense for the question. We want you to be able to show your work on the question, which could be a vector model, which we've practiced in class, or you could just sort of draw bumps and jumps, because this worksheet does not say it has to be a vector model. You just have to use the number line in some way. But then we want you to be able to write an equation that solves this question, but expresses it in terms of addition. That's probably the biggest thing of what we're doing right now. So, because you think, why not just subtract, right? 61 minus 9. Sure, it'll get you the right answer, but we need you to be able to do the exact same thing adding negative numbers, because that's really important when we start doing some algebra. All right, so let's get to it. Temperature is usually done on vertical number lines, up and down, just because it kind of looks like a thermometer and we think of temperature as going up and down. So I'm going to do a couple of these in vertical number lines where I have the room off to the side. I'm going to use the sort of open space here on the side for this question. The bottom one we'll probably do with a horizontal side-to-side number line, just because we probably won't have space. So I'm going to make a vertical number line over here on the side. And now let me look at the numbers I need, because I don't necessarily have to start at 0. I don't have to put every number in the universe on here. I know that I need 61 on there. I know the temperature is going to drop 9 degrees from there, so I need 9, numbers lower than 61. Okay, so 9's not a lot. I could probably just go by ones on this one, right? I could literally go like 61, 60, 59. That wouldn't be a ton of work. So I'm just going to make the little marks at first. So let's say I'm going to put 61 there. Then this could be 60. Now I've chosen that to be my space between my lines. And so I need to be pretty consistent. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to make all the spaces about that far from each other. So that's 60. Well, let me just count rather than, I know I need at least 9 degrees. Let me go to 10 just for the sake. So 1, 2, that's a little far. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I could stop there because I know I have 10 marks and the question is about subtracting 9, but I feel like it just looks weird to have this empty space here. So I'm just going to keep going. Doop, doop. Okay. So maybe I start higher than 61. Maybe this is, I'm going to put my labels on the other side here, because that'll give me more room to like draw whatever arrows or things I decide to draw over here. So let's have this be 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. So this is called scaling. This is called scaling your number line, or when we're making graphs and you have to do this on the X and Y axis, we would call that scaling your axes. Oops, this should be 49 and 48. Because you're picking your scale. In this case, our scale is 1, because each mark is 1, but sometimes you go by 5s, 10s, 20s. That's your scale. Okay. So we just want to show the temperature drop from 61 to 9 degrees lower. Maybe we could just show 9 little bump counts. So start here, if this is Berkeley, 1. Always move one before you count one. A common mistake I see 7th graders make is like they start and they go 1, 2, like the count where they start is 1. You can't do that. You're counting your movements. So you got to actually move your pencil 1 time, then say 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My bumps weren't very consistent. I got some big ones and some little ones in there, but whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so this will be LA, Los Angeles. And it looks like I stopped at 52. So I think that says that 61 minus 9 is 52, but we're supposed to represent it with addition, not subtraction. So we could write the subtraction if we want, but that's not going to be our final answer. The thing that you're learning in class right now to do is to write subtraction as adding the inverse of the next number. So we read this as 61 minus 9. Wherever we say minus, we change to a plus. So now it's 61 plus 9. But you can't just change 61 minus 9 to 61 plus 9 like without doing something else. Like that wouldn't make any sense. Just change it to plus. So you have to invert. That means to take that positive 9 and now make it a negative 9, which I like to do it by just sort of sneaking in a negative symbol up there high. But I don't want to do my work like that. That'll look ugly if it's like that. So I'm going to rewrite it nicely now. 61 plus negative 9. I put parentheses between my plus and my negative symbol so that they're not right next to each other looking weird. And then we just need an answer, which we found. That was the whole point of count on the number line. The answer is 52. There you go. All right. The next one. It says Miss Z is leaving England, where it's negative 12 degrees Celsius. Geez, does it get that cold there? That's very, very cold. To sunny California, which is 29 degrees Celsius. That's pretty hot. What is the temperature change from England to California? Draw a number line and write an equation. Okay, so well, let's start by making our number line. Let's think about what numbers we're going to need on it. We need as low as negative 12, and we need as high as 29. But we probably don't want to count by ones the whole way, right? It's going to be a lot. That's going to be like 40 something little marks. So let's pick our scale. Maybe we go by 5s. Probably still a lot of marks we'd have to make if we went by 5s. We could go by 10s. I think I'm going to go by 10s on this one. So I'm going to make another vertical number line, and I'm going to go on this side this time. Use the left side of the paper. Can you see what I'm doing? There's like a dent in the table there that messed me up. Okay, so let's see here. Let's say negative 12 is going to be way down here. And let's say 29 is going to be way up here. We're going to go by 10s. So what we do is let's get our number line to where it's like on some 10s close to negative 12. So what I mean by that is negative 10 is a multiple of 10 that's close to negative 12, right? Well, I don't want to have to go like negative 10 and negative 12 are very close to each other. So I should probably make negative 10 pretty close. It should be like here. But then I need to make a bigger jump to go up 10 more, right? Maybe going 10 is a jump like this. And this is about where 0 will be. So that's a bigger gap because this was only a gap of 2 and this is a gap of 10. And so then I'm going to do another big gap to go up 10 more. And so we'll be at 10. And then another big gap, maybe cut this right, almost right in the middle. Maybe make this about 20 right here. And then the next one would be 30, right? Which is just past 29. So maybe I go like this. And there, now I didn't have to make all those marks like negative 11, negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, da, da, da. But it's still nicely scaled. It's pretty easy to tell what's going on here. And so now we want to know what was the temperature change. So like how far is it on this number line from negative 12 to positive 29? If we made every little mark, we could literally just count them 1, 2, 3, 4, but we didn't do that. But we can still kind of work in that same way. We can count chunks. We can say, well, from here to here, that's 2, right? From -12 to 10. And then we got 10 more. Okay, so how about this? I'm going to put numbers on here. I'm going to say we went up 2 with this first little jump. And then this is up 10 more. And then this is up 10 more, right? To go from 0 to 10. And then this is up 10 more to go from 10 to 20. And then let's get to our answer, which is 29. Or that's not, no, I shouldn't say that. That's not our answer. That was just the final temperature over in California. It's 9. So we are on our number line, we went up 2 and then up 10 and then up 10 and then up 10 and then up 9. And so if we add all those together, we'll get the answer, which is the difference between 29 and -12. So we're trying to answer -12 plus blank equals 29. Well, we can reverse that around, right? If, like, let me give you a simpler example. If I asked you 2 plus blank equals 5, most people would be able to say real easy, oh, that's a 3. 3 goes in the blank. Okay, and you could probably see that if we reversed it, if we did 5 minus 2, we'd also get 3, right? So let's do the same thing down here. 29 minus -12. We're going to have a minus, a negative in there. 29 minus -12 equals, we haven't gotten there yet. Well, minus a negative is the same as plus a positive. If we invert, right, where we say minus, 29 minus becomes plus, and then the next number has to switch opposite negative. It can't be negative anymore. It's now positive. So our answer is 29 plus 12, which is the same thing you would get if you did, let's see here, 10 plus 10 plus 10, that's 30, plus 9 is 39, plus 2 more is 41. It looks like it was 41 degrees warmer in California than in England. Okay, I think I'll leave the third one for you to do. I'm gonna skip that one. I want to make sure that I'm giving you some to try without too much help from me, but just, make your number line good. Let's see, this one is -19 degrees and 11 degrees warmer. So really you're just trying to go to -19 and count up 11 from there, right, to get your answer. All right, let's see here. Number 4 says, at midday, the temperature was -10 degrees. The temperature then rose by 5 degrees. What was the final temperature? Okay, so it starts at -10, goes up 5. Now, Miss Got No Clue thinks the story is represented by -10 plus -5. Write a letter to Miss Got No Clue explaining to her why she is incorrect, or what's her misconceptions. Misconception just means like something that you kind of think incorrectly about, like you have the wrong idea on something. Then explain to her what the correct calculation is to represent what happens to the temperature in her story. So you got a lot of space to write here. So I do kind of expect something pretty thorough here. So the problem is, if your starting temperature is -10 and you want to go up by 5, you probably shouldn't be adding -5 to your original temperature. I think that's going to make the temperature go down. I think Miss Got No Clue needs to add a +5 to make her temperature go up. And so what I'm giving you right now is the correct calculation, right? Or at least the equation. You can get the answer. And if you've been listening to the words I've been saying, that's essentially the letter you need to write to Miss Got No Clue is, hey, temperature went up. I don't think we should add a negative. Okay. Let her know, please, politely. Or not politely, whatever. She deserves it. All right, and then the last one, it says, it was extremely cold at midnight. During the morning, the temperature rose by 8 degrees Celsius. Okay. and had reached 5 degrees, what was the temperature at midnight? So we don't know the midnight temperature. It's like an unknown. We could put a blank there. But we do know that from there, it added 8 degrees. It went up 8 degrees, and the final answer was 5. And so what you're trying to do is fill in that blank. Now let's see what Miss Got No Clue is doing this time. She says she thinks the above story is represented by 8 minus 5 equals 3. But that's not how this works, right? If you were trying to fill in this blank, would you do 8 minus 5? Hopefully you remember what we just did previously, right? You take, well, you take the number on this side of the equal sign and minus that one, right? To fill in this blank, we did 5 minus 2. So if we were to do the same thing here, I think it would be 5 minus 8, not 8 minus 5. So there's your correct way of doing it. And I'll let you put into your own words how you want to explain to Miss Got No Clue that that's the right idea. All right, see you next time.